forgot what our music sounded like. What's the name of this podcast?
We're here. We're not going to have anyone watch this episode.
Yeah. It's this podcast is going to pop up in the bottom of everybody's feed.
I had someone come. Actually, it was Chris Snoffer. I don't know if you know Chris, but he's an avid follower.
Okay.
Really good guy. Big time Reds fan. And he came up to me there probably a month ago. He's like, and he's always been very complimentary of our podcast. Really likes it.
Thank you, Chris.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. But he came up to me the other day. He's like, man, your podcast is crap.
Yeah, it's non-existent.
I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said something like that. And I was like, oh, well. Everyone's like, when are you going to record again? I'm like, well, soon.
Here's the thing, though. We are consistent. We're in our, third year of this podcast?
Yeah, and we always... Well, here's the truth.
Every time baseball season rolls around,
yeah,
the same thing happens.
We don't
record for like 2 months.
Even though this must be why you will never put my name in front of the, it's never Pat Martin and Chris Stewart. It's always Chris Stewart and Pat Martin because you would be here.
Have you ever read our show notes? Pat and Chris talk about this. Pat and Chris say this.
You stuck it in. It only matters what's on the marquee. So what's new?
Gee whiz. Well, we have.
Last time we talked,
we're just jumping right in here because we have no.
Yeah, this is just a review.
Planning, no outline. But here's what: if you look back over the past couple months, we've got the high school baseball season.
Yeah.
A lot to talk about there. College World Series.
Yeah, which was pretty cool. Especially for you.
Very cool. Yeah, yeah.
Camps,
vacations, camps. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Have you gone? You've gone on a vacation already. No, you're going in July.
Well, we went in January on the cruise.
Yeah, and we did talk about that. You told us about the cruise.
Well, we recorded while I was on the cruise. Remember?
That's right.
So that was good. Yeah.
What episode number is this? 166.
I don't know. I think
it's 166.
Yeah,
it might be. I don't know.
We're going to South Carolina the first week of July for a vacation, but it's actually a baseball tournament.
I've done those before.
Yeah, my son's playing in. So
you mix the family vacation with the baseball tournament.
Yeah. So
is it Myrtle Beach?
It's Mount Pleasant. It's at a facility called the Shipyard.
Oh, cool.
Which everyone that goes there says is really cool. So
nice.
I guess it's like a stadium seating type park, and
cool.
Everything's covered, so I don't have to bring an umbrella or anything like that to watch the game. So it'd be pretty neat. But yeah, we're gearing up for that. So
those are fun. I as much money as we spend on that kind of stuff, I still miss it. And now that I don't have children that are doing that, and people say, back then they were like, I can't believe you guys spend all your time and money doing this, and there were times when it's like, yeah, we're going to another one of these tournaments, but now that I'm a handful of years beyond it, I envy people who talk about it.
That's cool.
And we're weird. We like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, and
people who listen to us probably like that kind of stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Listen to this podcast.
Well, some people might. Some people.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah. You don't want to generalize, I guess.
Well, that's the argument or the difference between, a rec league environment.
Well, that's true.
And a travel ball. But I think it's about perspective.
Yeah.
If you're making memories, which we didn't get to talk about that game that we made memories in.
Oh yeah, that's right. The game that we played. Yeah. It was our senior night.
You invested in it. Was
our senior night. Yeah.
Odd, very odd.
Feels like that was forever ago.
Yeah, it does. It does. It does. The seniors came out on the field. So Eastern sports, spring sports do their senior night all in one location, whether it be the baseball field, the softball field, or the track, I guess.
There's only 3 spring sports at our school.
Right.
Track, softball, and baseball.
Right.
And typically in a normal track season, you may have 5 or 6 seniors at the most. I think there was 1 or 2 this year.
I can't remember. There's a reason I can't remember.
There was I think 5 or 6 senior softball players, and one senior baseball player. But you basically trade. 1 year we'll do it on the softball field, and the following year we'll do it on the baseball field, and kind of flip.
And I didn't know she did that, but we weren't there last year, so I'm just assuming that we're always there on senior night. But as the seniors were being called this year, it started to pour down the rain, and
not just rain.
Yeah.
Lightning cracking. I mean, lightning and thunder everywhere.
And we're in the dugout clapping for the seniors, thinking there's no way we're playing this baseball game.
Meanwhile, Chris Carroll is standing out there with a microphone in his hand, no umbrella, with paper, reading every single senior. I tell you got to give him credit, and all those seniors and their families. They're standing out there, their escorts. Just pouring on
I remember seeing Coach Buckley out there with Peyton, and I'm like, oh man, this is crazy. This is a good time.
We've had that happen on senior night a couple different times. It's wild.
And the field was
a mess.
A little wet.
But it rained for probably 20 minutes hard.
Yeah, and then it probably rained for 40 minutes total, didn't it?
Yeah, well,
Coach Ash was over on the radio saying it's almost done.
Yeah,
it's almost done. It's almost done. And finally, it gave way, and we played in about an inch of mud.
About an hour later, right? When did we start?
I don't remember.
Because senior night was supposed to start at 4:00, and all the presentations and everything. And I think by game time, it had stopped raining. So it's probably a half an hour.
But everyone was out there working on the field.
5:30 or 5:45.
Boy, my allergies are getting me today.
Yeah, I thought you were tearing up over the thinking about that game.
Oh no, I feel good about it because I think we ended up beating you 16-5 based on the
scrimmage.
Yeah, based on it's a scrimmage anyway, but based on the amount of runs that you've had to give me over the last few months.
Yeah.
So you.
Well, but I asked you. I said, "What do you think?" Because the umps were like, You guys decide. What do you want to do?" And he's like, Pat. I remember Pat Tabler looked at me and said, "You guys got anything riding on this?" I said, "No, it's a non-league game." He goes,
bragging rights.
And he was like, "Well, shoot, play if you want." I was actually surprised to hear him say that.
Oh, I didn't know he said that. I can't believe he said that.
Usually, like, "Hey, let's get rolling." Is that my phone ringing?
It is. I feel obligated.
Do I need to answer it?
Maybe.
Is it my wife?
Yes.
Is it really?
Yes.
So she's calling me right in the middle of our podcast.
Well, I am a little late.
So here's the thing. I think I know what she's probably calling about.
This is a dangerous game. I want no part of it. I'm out. You should call her back. We're on video right now. You should call her back.
I'll call her back.
Could you text her off your phone?
Yeah, I probably could actually. Let's see. If I had my
I'm nervous now. I'm starting to sweat. Let's get through this. Yeah.
She will understand.
I hope so.
Understand. Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know Pat said that. That's interesting. I thought he was dead set against it.
Well, and like your kids were out there and our kids were out there, and we kind of walk into the little huddle meeting that our two different teams were having with each other, and looked at each other and like, I think I looked at you and said, "What do you want to do?" And you're like, "Our guys want to play." and didn't you say that? Like,
yeah, they did, and I'll probably never do that again
because you guys traveled, and like I knew our.
But
guys
we were going to have to wait
too.
regardless because softball was playing.
Yeah, well, that's true.
So the bus was staying, but
it was
one thing.
It was tough.
So I always worry. It's like you always worry. Like it doesn't. I mean, really. I mean,
were you going to say injury?
Yes, and the fact is, okay, yes, it's not typical baseball conditions. However, it's no more dangerous than playing football in the mud and rain, and no one thinks twice about that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's that. But my gut tightened.
Yeah.
When
Ethan
Edwards, yes,
yeah, went around first and slipped.
And I thought, oh my gosh,
he went back limping.
Yes, I was like, oh, this is the worst case scenario.
The same thing happened to me too, but he ended up basically when he slipped, his knee went into his calf and Charlie horsed his calf.
Yeah, but that can happen anytime too.
Well, yeah,
it's just.
Well, I had a kid slide 3 years ago. Had a kid slide into second base on a field that was bone dry.
Yep.
His cleat got caught, and his foot turned completely sideways, and
I remember that. It was bad.
It dislocated and broke his ankle.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's always a risk.
Dry or wet.
Sports,
I mean, don't play sports if you're worried about injury. I mean,
But from now on, I'm just gonna say this isn't baseball conditions. We're not playing this. It's
You know what?
ridiculous.
It's not what you told me after the game.
What I
After the
said.
game, you said I learned something tonight.
Oh, it's I don't remember.
I learned that we can play in this.
I made that up just to make you feel better.
I quote you on
I was
that.
really
I quote. You said I learned we can play in this.
I
So for
I
future
was really
reference.
very bitter because it didn't go our way.
Yeah.
So
Well, we were in the middle of a run right then. Once we played Wahama on a night that was really, really special to us. It was a Turnit Gold game, we call it. I mean, many of you, I mean, people may know. I mean, depending on where you're from, your universities may have games like this, and our high schools locally around here will do one because one of the ladies who started Turnit Gold for childhood cancer awareness is a friend of mine, works here at Ohio University, and so we do a lot of games here. Her husband is the dean of the college here,
Okay.
Lynn Harder, and Scott Titsworth is the dean here, and she has worked with people who've had children who've gone through childhood cancer, and they basically raise awareness and funding to help with people who are going through that battle. And through sport and through games, soccer games, football games, baseball, I mean, all kinds of games, basketball games. So I had a mom contact me and ask about doing a Turnit Gold game for a young man who had brain cancer in our elementary school. And he got to come throughout the first pitch. It was a really cool night. Billy Zuspin, Coach Zuspin from Wahama, his team was really gracious. They all signed a baseball and gave it to him and everything too. It was a really, really cool night. And Wahama's a good team. And, they won the West Virginia State Championship last year.
Yeah.
And so we knew it was going to be a good night, good game, a lot of fans came and everything. And Hunter was there in our dugout the whole time, and there was a moment where he looks up at Dustin, one of my assistant coaches, and he was talking to him the whole time, and he's like, man, he goes, this is great. He said, I've never been in a dugout like this before. Like he said, I've been in my own dugouts when I play ball, but it's nothing like this. And he's like, yeah, it's different as you get older, And he goes, well, this is the best night of my life. He just kind of said it, I'm sure he's had a lot of other great nights.
Sure.
But in that moment,
You just know what that moment meant to him.
It was tough to hear
Yeah.
that and keep your composure,
Yeah, for sure.
So we made sure that our kids knew that he said that. 'Cause some of the kids did hear him say that. The ones that were in the dugout at the time heard him say that, and I caught their attention and just like, hey, think about this a little bit when you get mad about something, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, we won that game that night. It was on a walk-off. It was pretty exciting win. Our kids are all out there celebrating, and Hunter's still there, and he got to be with the celebration with our kids and everything at the end. And we actually didn't lose after that. We won 11 straight after that. The next time we lost was in the regional tournament against Berlin Highland.
Nice.
The state champion.
Who ultimately ended up winning the state championship. Tough team.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. It was a pretty
Good
cool
run.
run because after we won the district championship, we had a couple of those medals left over that they give you, the OHSAA gives you, and our guys wanted to give one of those to Hunter.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So he had his surgery to have the cancer removed, and it was successful. Praise God for that. And I talked to his mom and said, hey, we got this. We'd like to present something to him, and whenever you guys get home, just let me know. And she goes, well, we're actually home now, and if you want to bring the team over, bring them over. I'm like, are you sure? And she said, yeah. She said he would love that. And so we brought the whole team over to his house and stood there in his living room and put the medal on him. And
that's awesome.
And, yeah,
Good
it
stuff,
was really,
man.
really cool. We're like, buddy, you're part of our team. We haven't lost since you were in our dugout, so you're part of our team. So
that's really cool. I didn't realize you did that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm sure you told me, but I don't remember.
Shoot, I don't know. We haven't talked much.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
been busy a little bit.
yeah, yeah. That's
Things
true.
have been kind of crazy.
Trinity, you need me? I bet April called her too.
Oh no.
The podcast studio reservation is reserved, and the guys here.
What time is it reserved for?
I believe 12:30 to 2.
12:30 to 2. Okay. Ask him if he can wait a half an hour.
Okay, all right.
Just if that's cool. So
What time
we've
is
got all
it?
kinds of stuff here.
What time is it?
12:30.
Oh man. Yeah. this would kind of fall flat if people would be like, well, of course we've covered a lot of things though. Last time we talked, Megs was 0-5.
Last time we did a podcast. That's true. Yeah, you guys turned it around.
Yeah. Well, we made it a decent year.
Yeah.
I think we would prefer to do better.
Well,
don't want to speak for all my players, but yeah.
I prefer to do better.
Well, true. Yeah. That's true. There's only one winner, right?
Yep.
At the end, yep. And that's the deal. And team that really doesn't regret anything. I don't know. Maybe they do regret something. I doubt it though. They're probably not thinking too many bad things.
They were able to run through everybody pretty good. I mean, yeah, that's tough. It was tough. It was a tough game.
Yeah. So now you're ready to rise to the level of that competition.
Well, it's good that So the team that we faced beat us 13-2 in the regional semifinal. Turned around the next night, played the regional final, and beat that team 18-0. I mean, they just were.
Oh,
phenomenal.
Question though, kind of a little bit off topic, but not really. Will they be D6 next year?
No.
Ah.
Well, yeah, they'll be the same as us.
Oh, they will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What you got for me?
Sorry.
Yeah, cool. Okay. We'll wrap it up.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. so yeah. Well, yeah, cool.
Well, it was nice talking to you, Coach.
If there's one way to force us to do a shorter podcast, that is to overbook during the summertime when nobody is using the studio.
Yeah.
From one day to the next.
Bummer.
Ever.
We could just add this part to our next podcast and save it.
There you go. But no, it gives us more to talk about next time.
Yeah.
Because I've got to tell you about my College World Series trip.
Oh, I know.
I did do a little videoing, so maybe I could maybe for the next one, we can do a little College World Series conversation.
I feel like
because there are points to make about it. I mean, there are really important points to make about what I saw and what you see when you watch these guys play. That are relevant to anybody who's coaching baseball or any sport.
I'm sure.
Particularly baseball.
But man, what great games! I mean,
gosh, I was fired up.
If you're a baseball fan, it was the perfect trip for you. Really,
it really was.
How could you? Yeah. I mean, unless you're rooting for a team.
Because I want to tell you all those stories. I texted my coaches and I said it's a good thing that our season is over because I'd be ready to coach our kids through a wall by the time I'm so jacked. We'll save that. We'll save that.
All right. Well,
got all kinds of stories still to tell, but this will be a nice little 20-minute podcast that we can give everybody.
We're still here.
We're back. Yeah,
we're still here.
We're going to keep doing it.
And
but apparently
the summer
we overbooked the studio. The one time during the entire summer on a Friday when nobody's in the building.
Well, it's actually my fault too. Again, because I was supposed to be here at 11:30.
We didn't get started till late. We're not going to cast blame. We just pivot.
Yeah,
we just pivot. So
be flexible.
That's right.
See you soon, everyone.
Yeah, so let's do this. What's our out music? Is that it? Nope. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
That's the wrong button. How about this one? That's us.
See you, everyone.